I was just ecstatic to learn that I wasn't the one who messed up. A whole lot of y'all women gonna get pregnant at the after party.
I do. I just didn't know if I don't know. How do you get along with Mike Pence?
I'm like that little albino bitch.
Well, that's nice. That's nice. Well,
Everybody was doing the electric slide all night. All night long in Chicago.
You got your wish, son. I'm dying. 17 years old. A stupid fight. Words he could never take back. Tracy Morgan told his father he wished he was dead. Hours later, his father held up a piece of paper with trembling hands. AIDS test. Positive. Are you enjoying this story, Tracy Morgan? Then help the channel with your subscription. Look, 94.8% of the people who watch these videos are still not subscribed to the channel. If you are part of that group, take the chance and subscribe now. It's free. And that way you'll keep receiving amazing stories from TV shows we still miss. Oh, and don't forget, at the end of the video, you'll find more stories like this one. 1985. A death sentence. Tracy's words became prophecy, and he would carry that weight for the rest of his life. But this story? It starts way before that moment. November 10th, 1968. Brooklyn. Tompkins Houses Projects. Bedford-Stuyvesant. Tracy Morgan came into this world already carrying a dead man's name. His father named him after a platoon mate killed in Vietnam days after they shipped out together. Think about that. Your name is a memorial. Your identity is borrowed from a corpse. That's how Tracy's life began. His older brother, cerebral palsy, spinal meningitis. His father, heroin addict, Vietnam vet, haunted, broken, left the family when Tracy was 6. His mother, Alicia, did everything she could. It wasn't enough. It's never enough when you're poor and black in America. 13 years old. Tracy made a choice. He wanted to know his father, really know him. So he left home. Spent 2 days riding the subway, too scared to knock on the door. Finally did. Lived with his dad for 2 years. Traveled hours to school every day. When the courts asked where he wanted to be, he chose his father. His mother cried harder than he'd ever seen. Then stopped talking to him completely. Abandonment became his first language. Ghetto USA. That's what Tracy called Bedford-Stuyvesant. Not as a joke, as a fact. He watched friends die, watched his neighborhood become the city's drug supermarket. Crack, heroin, bodies dropping, people disappearing, his people becoming dealers, addicts, statistics. And Tracy? He joined them. November 1987. His father died. AIDS complications. Tracy was 19, married to his high school sweetheart Sabina, 2 kids. Dropped out of high school, 4 credits short of graduation to care for his dying father, living on welfare, and selling crack on the streets. He admits it now. I was the worst drug dealer you could imagine. He organized meetings with crackheads, had conversations, didn't have the heart for it. But there was one thing Tracy could do better than anyone: make people laugh. His best friend kept telling him, "Yo, Tracy, man, you should be doing comedy." Tracy laughed it off. 1 week later, his best friend was murdered, shot dead in the streets. Another body, another name, another ghost. That's when Tracy understood. Death was the only constant in his life. And laughter. Laughter was his only weapon against it. He called it his Vietnam, the survivor's guilt. Why did he make it out when so many didn't? That question haunted him, still does. So Tracy started performing. Streets, open mics, any comedy club that would give him 5 minutes, raw, intense, true. He didn't joke about hypothetical situations. He joked about pain, about watching people die, about being black in a country that wanted him to be a statistic. People laughed, but they also cried because they saw something rare, unfiltered humanity, Apollo Theater, Uptown Comedy Club, building a name, building a reputation. 1994, first TV role, Hustle man on Martin Lawrence's sitcom, a character selling random things from the hood. What's happened, Chief? A dog dressed as a rapper. It was funny, but it was also Tracy's life, his reality, packaged as entertainment. Then came the call that changed everything. Saturday Night Live, SNL. The whitest show in America wanted Tracy Morgan. Listen to what he said about walking into that studio. When I first got there, I felt socially pushed away, because it is like the whitest show in the world and I didn't want no one to portray me in a way that wasn't true. It was like I had the whole black community on my back. Read that again. He didn't just feel pressure. He felt the weight of his entire race on his shoulders. Every joke had to land. Every character had to be perfect. Because if he failed, it wasn't just Tracy Morgan failing. It was every black comedian who came before him, every black comedian who would come after. He created Brian Fellow, Astronaut Jones, characters that would live forever. But the pressure, it was crushing him. Until Lorne Michaels, the show's creator, pulled him aside and said something that broke the chains. Tracy, we didn't hire you because you're black. We hired you because you're funny. Those words freed him. 7 years on SNL, creating legendary comedy moments. But behind the scenes, Tracy was drowning. Alcohol, his refuge, his crutch, his destruction, banned from Hollywood nightclubs. Multiple DUI arrests, unhinged live TV appearances. Out of control, left SNL. Created The Tracy Morgan Show, canceled after 1 season, career in free fall, lost, drinking, living too fast, running from ghosts. Then Tina Fey threw him a lifeline. 30 Rock, 2006. Tracy would play Tracy Jordan, a caricature of himself, an unpredictable comedy star. Art imitating life. And Tracy was brilliant. Emmy nomination 2009. Multiple nominations after. The show ran until 2013. Stand-up specials. Movies with Adam Sandler, Eddie Murphy, Will Ferrell, voice work in animations. Tracy Morgan was at the absolute peak of his career. June 7th, 2014, 1 a.m., New Jersey Turnpike. Everything ended. Tracy was in a Mercedes Sprinter minivan, returning from a show in Delaware. Turn It Funny comedy tour. 3 other comedians with him. His assistant, 2 limo drivers, traveling on the highway when a Walmart tractor trailer slammed into them from behind at high speed. 6-vehicle chain reaction. The van flipped. James McNair, 62 years old, comedian, Tracy's friend, collaborator, known as Jimmy Mack, dead instantly. Tracy was airlifted to the hospital. Broken femur, broken nose, multiple broken ribs, traumatic brain injury, emergency surgery. But the physical pain? Nothing compared to the fact that his friend was dead, and he, once again, had survived. The survivor's guilt came roaring back. Why him? Why did Tracy always live when the people he loved died? The recovery was hell. Over a year relearning to walk. Constant headaches, nosebleeds, memory problems, using a cane. Brain injury leaving him confused. Forgetful. Lost. June 2015. NBC Today interview. Tracy leaning on his cane, voice shaking. I have my good days and my bad days where I forget things. There are times where I got the headaches and the nosebleeds. They asked about returning to comedy. He said, I can't wait to get back on stage. But right now my goal is just to heal and get better, because I'm not 100% yet. But here's the truth nobody knew. Tracy didn't know if he'd ever be the same. The doctors gave no guarantees. The brain injury was severe. He might never walk right, might never talk right, might never be funny again. Most people would have quit. Tracy Morgan is not most people. September 2015, 15 months after the accident. 67th Emmy Awards. Tracy made a surprise appearance. Standing ovation, minutes long, tears everywhere, resurrection, stand-up special, staying alive. The title said everything. 2018. The Last OG on TBS. 4 seasons. 2019 hosted the ESPY's 2022 New York Friars Club Entertainment Icon Award, first black recipient ever. But life wasn't done testing him. His ex-wife Sabina, his high school sweetheart, mother of his 3 children, died of cancer. Tracy was there in the hospital when she closed her eyes for the last time. He held her hand and said, "I love you. I miss you, and please forgive me for any hurt I've ever caused you. I will see you again." Another loss, another scar, another ghost. How much can one man lose? How much pain can one soul carry? How many times can you survive when everyone around you dies? Today, Tracy Morgan is still here, still performing. Crutch on Paramount Plus, stand-up tours, making people laugh. But when you watch him now, you're not just watching a comedian, you're watching a survivor, someone who was born with a dead man's name, who grew up surrounded by death, who sold crack to stay alive, who lost his father to AIDS, his best friend to murder, his colleague to a car crash, his ex-wife to cancer, someone who suffered a traumatic brain injury and spent a year not knowing if he'd walk or talk again, someone who faced systemic racism in an industry that didn't want black comedians, someone who had to prove his worth every single day, someone who carried the weight of representing an entire race on the whitest show in America, someone who still chose to laugh. Tracy Morgan once said, "Comedy saved my life. Not a metaphor, not hyperbole, literal truth. Comedy saved him from the streets, from crack, from violence, from hopelessness, from suicide. Comedy gave him purpose when his best friend was murdered. Comedy gave him identity when he felt invisible. Comedy gave him a voice when society wanted him silent. And after the accident, when doctors didn't know if he'd ever be the same, comedy pulled him back to life. Because laughing is the opposite of giving up. Laughing is rebellion. Laughing is survival. And Tracy Morgan has spent his entire life laughing in the face of death. There's a line from 30 Rock that Tracy Jordan says, "I don't just want to be funny. I want to make people feel something." That's Tracy Morgan's real mission. Not just laughter, feeling. Making you see that behind every joke is pain, loss, struggle. Making you understand that being a black comedian in America isn't just telling jokes, it's carrying generations of racism, closed doors, being judged by skin color, not talent, being twice as funny to get half the recognition. Tracy Morgan's legacy isn't the characters or the awards, it's the raw truth he had the courage to tell. It's transforming trauma into art. It's teaching comedians that pain is strength. Authenticity beats perfection. Your scars make you who you are. It's getting knocked down over and over and always getting back up, always choosing laughter over silence. Tracy Morgan is living proof. You can be born in a place that wants you dead, lose everyone you love, have your body broken and your mind shattered, and still choose to live, still choose to laugh, still choose to matter. When Tracy takes the stage now, he's not just a comedian, he's a testament to the unbreakable human spirit. He's showing everyone suffering that survival is possible. Thriving is possible. Your scars don't define you, they strengthen you. Are you enjoying this story, Tracy Morgan? Then help the channel with your subscription. Look, 94.8% of the people who watch these videos are still not subscribed to the channel. If you are part of that group, take the chance and subscribe now. It's free. And that way you'll keep receiving amazing stories from TV shows we still miss. Oh, and don't forget, at the end of the video, you'll find more stories like this one. Laughter can exist with pain, must exist with pain, because without darkness, we don't know how bright the light can be. And Tracy Morgan? He's spent enough time in the darkness to know exactly how bright that light is.